Good morning students of class 8 Pine. Today we would do English grammar. So take out your English grammar book, page number 43. Today's lesson will be participles. Okay. Open page number 43 and also keep your copy handy. Some will be done in copy, some are to be done in book. Good morning everybody. Have you taken out your book and copy? Can you see the board properly? Okay, good. Last day we didn't get a class. That means on Tuesday with 8 Oak I had a class, with 8 Pine I did not have a class. But I will be repeating the class which I have already uploaded in the YouTube. That means in 8 Oak what we did I have already uploaded it. But still we are going to repeat that portion, okay. So let us come to participles. Are you all ready to start studying now? Take out your copies. So what are participles? Participles are called verbal adjectives. Okay, that means in form they are non-finite verbs, but they act as adjectives in a sentence. Though their form is that of a verb, but they act as adjectives in the sentence. Okay, means they qualify or describe something. So they are called verbal adjectives. Okay, though in form they are like verbs. Now what are the three kinds of participle? What are the three kinds of participles? Present, write it in your copy. Present participle. First of all you will write the definition of participle. You can write it from the book or you can write what I said. You can write participles are verbal adjectives in bracket. Okay. The three forms of participles are present participle, past participle, and perfect participle. Okay. So what are the three types? Let us find out how to write the present participle. Present participle is the first form of verb and ing with it. That means the ing form of the root verb. Past participle is the third form of the verb or V3 form. Okay. And perfect participle is this format, having plus V3. You know what V3 is, right? You know V3 means the third form of the verb. So these three types of participle, write it down in your copy and also write down the definition of participle. From the book you can write it or you can write what I explained to you. Done? Did you understand the three types of participle? Now come to exercise number G. In exercise G, we will have to fill up the blanks using the appropriate form of participles. Okay? Some will be present participle, some will be past participle. We will have to find out what it will be. So let us start doing exercise G. Do it in book. Can't understand past participle. Past participle means the third form of the verb. Okay. Third form of the verb, that is the form of past participle, but it actually acts as the adjective in a sentence. Okay. Sorry. Like if I say, suppose I am trying to describe a person. The policeman caught the stunned boy and gave him a ride. Okay, note the word stunned here. Stunned is a word which tells you something about the boy, right? So, even though it looks like a verb, it is acting like an adjective, right? And it is in the third form of the verb, V3 form of the verb. So, this is called a past participle. Past participle, which is a verbal adjective in the form of a verb but acting as an adjective. Understood? So, this is describing the boy, so it is acting like an adjective, but the word stunned is actually a verb, the third form of the verb. Okay, and so it is the past participle, right? Similarly, if I write an example with present participle, okay, then I will write, say, the girl chose the sparkling costume for her performance. Again, the word sparkling looks like a verb, but it is, yes, Chandranath, you are correct. Sparkling is a verb, it looks like a verb, but it is actually acting like an adjective, right? So, this is in the form of ing, and so it is a verbal adjective, the present participle. Understood? Now come to the perfect participle. Suppose two events are happening one after the other. I watched the show, I came back home. Two events are happening one after the other. This one happened first, this one happened next. So, in order to join two such sentences, I will be using the perfect participle. Having watched the show, I came back home. Okay. Having watched the show, I came back home. So, this whole portion is actually a perfect participle, as it is placed in front of the show, that means a noun. It is acting as a perfect participle. Okay. This is the form of the perfect participle. Understood? Okay. Similarly, we would be dealing more with present and past form of the participle, because they are more directly working as adjective rather than the perfect participle. Okay. Yes, Brishti, you are correct. Oindrila, what you can't understand? Having watched the show, I came back home. Which one will I repeat, Trijit? Okay. So let me just recapitulate whatever I told you. Have you, tell me something, have you watched the YouTube video of gerunds which I have started, which I had given? Infinitive and gerund in one video I have made. Have you watched that? Okay. So let me again tell you, it's actually very simple, you know, they are just verbs which looks like verbs actually, but they are not acting as verb in a sentence, they are acting as adjectives. Okay, gerunds act as noun, whereas participle acts as adjective. Okay, so participles, they act as adjective, but they look like verbs. Act as adjectives, but they are actually non-finite verbs. Okay, they are actually non-finite verbs. Okay. Anything else you want to, can't understand what you say? Perfect participle. Perfect participle is used for demonstrating two events which are happening one after the other. Okay. Its usage is limited. So sometimes if we use this format, having slept throughout the day, I felt groggy. Okay, so two events are happening one after the other. This is one form. Just you have to remember, there is nothing to go for deep understanding or deep understanding of the entire format. Just remember that this is just a kind of participle. It's a form of participle which always takes this format, having plus V3. This is the format. Okay. This format you will have to remember whenever it is coming in a sentence, it is not a perfect tense but rather a perfect participle. Okay. A perfect participle. Okay. So this format is used to describe events. What is the meaning of groggy? Groggy means unwillingness to talk with somebody, head feeling kind of. What happens when you sleep throughout the day? When you wake up, you feel as if you are still exhausted, you don't want to talk to anybody, you don't want to do anything. That feeling, okay, that feeling of grumpiness which comes, and it seems as if you do not feel much fresh. Okay, that means during daytime, those who sleeps during daytime and wake up late, they have this problem. Okay, they feel groggy. I can tell you the exact meaning after in the next class. I will tell you. Okay, I know the meaning, but I can't write down the entire meaning for you. Having slept throughout the day, I felt groggy or grumpy, you can say. Okay. So this perfect participle, you will simply remember that it's just a certain special type of participle which is actually acting as a verbal adjective. Since it is, look at the format, it is placed in front of this. Okay, actually this sentence is not a proper sentence for explaining perfect participle. The previous sentence which I said, that was correct. Don't write this sentence. Say, having won the match, the team celebrated the victory. The Indian team celebrated their victory. This is a proper sentence for explaining perfect participle. Perfect participle has to be placed right in front of a noun. Okay. Like here, the match is the noun. Which definition you say for no? No, don't write definition of perfect participle or present participle. Just write the definition of participle. That is more than enough. Okay. Here having one is the perfect participle. Previous sentence which I said, that was not a proper sentence. Proper sentence obviously not for explaining the perfect participle to you. Okay. So we have taken a little bit of time on this, but I hope that you have understood. Don't try to think too deeply into this, because there is nothing to be understood in that manner. Just remember that it's a kind of participle which is used for talking about two events. When you are talking about two events which are happening one after the other, for those cases we use the perfect participle. Okay. There are lots of exercises which we will do. You can understand the usage of perfect participle very well. Exercise G, you have to use present or past participle to fill up the blanks. Okay. Number 1, the dash team was awarded by the principal. Winning team. Number 2, when she saw a snake, the alarmed girl. Don't write alarming. It will be alarmed girl. Why alarmed? Because alarmed is actually the proper adjective for describing the girl. Alarmed means somebody who is shaken up. Okay, who was very much in shock. Number 3, she kept the laminated sheet. Number 4, I was glad to hear the chirping. Number 5, after the accident, the shaken boy. Number 6, I saw the lashing waves. Yes, correct. You can do it on your own. Okay, can you tell me how much time is left? Your class should be over at 11. So how much time is left? Accordingly, I will continue the next exercise, or I will just stop over here. 5 minutes are left. Okay. So let us do the next exercise. Come to exercise number 8. In this exercise, you will understand when we are using perfect participle and when we are using past participle to join the sentences. Exercise G, I think all of you have written. Okay. Yes, Chandranath, correct. So, in exercise 8, you will have to identify whether the two sentences are happening simultaneously, or suppose one sentence is already truth when the other sentence is also happening, or if the sentences are happening, that means the actions are happening one after the other. You will have to identify whether one situation has happened before the other or it has happened simultaneously. Okay. So, let us start. Number, what is the meaning of shaking? Shaking means shaking. To shake means to stir. Okay. Number 1, having watched the movie, she went to bed, because the first event has happened before, right? So, having watched the movie, comma, she went to bed. Number 2, we had spent our pocket money on toys, we did not buy storybook. Having spent our pocket money on toys, you will have to write, we did not buy storybooks. Naina, correct. Chandranath, you will have to write on toys. Yes, Oenrila. This correct. So, number 2, having Having spent our pocket money on toys, you see we are using the same format. On toys, comma, we did not buy storybooks. We did not buy storybooks. Finishing her work on time, she did not ask for her friend's help. Having finished her work on time, yes, this is the correct one. Having finished her work on time, she did not ask for her friend's help. Naina and Chandranath. Roshni, what you have written would have been correct, but the thing is that when she was working, okay, when she was working, she did not know whether she would require her friend's help or not. So after she finished it, she realized that she did not need her friend's help. So first event which has happened is having finished her work on time. When she understood that her work is already completed, then she did not require her friend's help. Understood? So it will be having finished her work. Having finished her work on time, she did not ask for her friend's help. Being a trained gymnast, he won a gold medal. Yes. Who has written first? Let me see. Chandranath. Being a trained gymnast, he won a gold medal. Correct. Naina, correct. Roshni, correct. Brishti, correct. Being a trained gymnast. Okay, Indrila. Being trained gymnastic, logically, that means meaningfully it is not wrong, but the sentence is already given. You will have to simply join the sentence without changing the form of the other words. Okay. So it will be being a trained gymnast, he won a gold medal. Yes, Neha, correct. Let me complete this exercise. Then we can end this class today. Being a trained gymnast, he won. I hope all of you are writing in the copy. All these sentences you will always have to write in copy, okay? You cannot write in book. Number 5. He felt happy, he threw a party. Let me check who has written. Feeling happy, he threw a party. Correct. Feeling happy, he threw a party. Correct. Yes. Okay, so we come to the end of today's session. I hope you have all understood it. Next day we will continue with the chapter. Okay. Thank you, students. If you have any confusion, please ask me in the portal. It is working now. Thank you, students.